to our pages, which it did. And so, no, you don't have to do anything unless you want to share to your personal page.
I don't know how to do that.
So we needn't worry about it.
Okay.
And we'll just say, welcome to us hanging out.
Hi, guys. I think I know how, so would I go back to the Facebooks? And I sound so like a grandma, the Facebooks.
That's okay, me too. All of the Facebooks.
Go back to it, and then go to my own page, and then share from there. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And, you could always do it later, too.
I'll do it way later.
So we got people watching, and I'm hanging out with Lyndy Butler. And for those of you who have regularly tuned into this Monday night thing, you've heard me talk about Dripping Springs a lot because it was a life-changing experience for me. And I met so many cool songwriters. But when I went there, I was scared out of my gourd. I am a really nervous Nelly of a person with little to no self-confidence. I was terrified, Lyndy. I was shaking when we got to that first venue.
I had no idea, Grace.
And then I met
you.
you.
As a cucumber.
No. Then I met you, and you were just so cool.
Yeah.
And I just was like, oh, okay, I'm with my people. And
that's how I felt too. Oh my gosh.
So you just made the whole experience doable for Anxiety Grace.
Thank you for letting me know that, because that's how I had no idea.
Hi,
I thought you were just a pro. Like, oh, no big deal. Here I am with your baby. Like, I'm mom, and I'm just going to set you down for a minute, and then I'm going to go up here and be a rock star, because you were.
You too, though. And it's just, isn't it funny, though, how sometimes what we feel is not what we project to people? Like,
yeah.
I find that all the time. Like, I think it's so obvious that I'm like, bleh.
For sure. Wow.
So anyway,
Dripping Springs, though, that place is so inviting and friendly. It's
so
easy
cool
to feel just.
Yes.
Okay.
Some combination of the Texas thing. That's a Texas thing, right? Being welcoming.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And then all these songwriters. Anyway, it's magic. And that's why Lyndy Butler is here tonight. Hi, Scott Hartley. And so I'm just, I just want to hear you sing, Lyndy.
Okay.
So we had our first show together at Dripping Springs. And afterward, Lyndy gave me this CD. And, you get a lot of CDs when you do this sort of thing. You don't always listen to the CDs. But I listened to that one and absolutely fell in love with it. It made me cry because it was all songs for kids and about being a mom. And anyway, you don't have to play that song right now. I just want you to know.
I would love to play that song. I would love
Jordy's here.
Hi, Jordy. Oh, my goodness.
All right, throwing it to Lyndy.
This is called My Greatest Adventure, and it's about being with your kids outside. Knapsacks packed with PB&Js, boots tied tight, we're on our way, gonna take the path less traveled by. Can't wait to see the whole world through those big brown eyes. My greatest adventure is written on your face. So many dreams to wonder, so many dreams to chase. The world is full of magic. When you see it, you shine bright like the sun. Out of any adventure, you're my favorite one. Take me down under the tamarisk. Show me all you found, little archaeologist. How your eyes get wide with each discovery. How you take me back, my tiny time machine. The greatest adventure is written on your face. So many dreams to wonder, so many dreams to chase. The world is full of magic. When you see it, you shine bright like the sun. Out of every adventure, you're my favorite one. All we need is a shady tree where we can leave our shoes and our cares behind. I've got the whole world in my hands when your hand's in mine. The greatest adventure is written on your face. So many things to wonder, so many dreams to chase. The world is full of magic. When you see it, you shine bright like the sun. Out of any adventure, every adventure, out of all the adventures, you're my favorite one. You're my favorite one. You're my favorite one.
I love that song so much.
Thank you.
Oh, and Dave Eschbach is here. So that song and that CD that you gave me inspired a song that I wrote.
Oh, good. Oh, my goodness.
And I was just like looking through my notebook to try to find the words because as I was telling Lyndy earlier, usually I'm very prepared for Monday night. But I've been in a class all weekend, and so a virtual class. And so I'm not prepared. I could just try the song, and if I
Please
mess up
do.
the words,
I want to hear it for sure. Please.
You know, if I mess it up, I mess it up. Let's go with that policy. So yeah, my son and I would drive around and listen to that CD and rock out together. And
so cute.
Then one day I thought, I should make him a little song just about our lives. And so we were just driving around, and I was like, there's a tree and there's a leaf, and I was just naming the things. Mm-hmm. And as I was doing this, I started realizing, like, oh shit, someday I'm gonna have to show him things that aren't nice too. Huh. And so I wrote this trying to capture like the goods and the bads that we show our children, but also to tell them to remember that other people may not be as lucky as they are. So it's called Mothers. I didn't realize it had a British accent, but
Mothers.
Parents, mothers. And I'm gonna throw that up. There are mothers and there are sons. There are planes in the heavens above. There is dirt and there is mud. There is hurting and there is love. Just a flash across the road. Hearts racing as the car is slowed. There is life in every leaf, and there is blood inside of me. There's rain and tired feet, babies crying in the desert heat, and mama sings while mama cries the last of her sweet lullabies. There is comfort and there is warmth. There is shelter from every storm. There is hope and there is light, just like darkness in the night. Ooh. are mothers and there are sons. There are flowers and there are guns. While we smile, somebody sighs. My darling, open your eyes.
Wow, Grace. That is so great.
Thank you.
Holy.
Are
Are you recording that soon?
I did record it.
Okay.
I did, and the video, I should put a link up. The video's got my little son in it, and my husband's cousin is a sign language interpreter, so she does sign language in it.
How cool. That is so special.
I'll find a link to the video and put it up. Thank you, Denise. The issue I was having while I was singing that song, and I wonder if you can relate to this, anybody. So I sing better without the thing over both ears. But then if I move, then my headphones fall off. But then my hair was in my eye, you see, and I was just so afraid my headphones were going to fall off. That's all I could think about while I was singing. Do you ever have those moments on stage where you're just like, you can't be in the song because there's a fly or something? Like,
I couldn't tell that you weren't in there. Like, it sounded incredible. Like, again, you're just don't know what's going on in your head. Except, wow.
A lot of crazy things going on.
No, that was so gorgeous. And I feel like, how is this, like, this is a live concert. You're giving me, I hadn't realized how much I needed this too. So thank you for inviting me to do this with you.
Oh, thank you. You were one of the first people that I wanted to have.
Oh, thank you for just letting me be here to listen.
And you know what? It's so true because some weeks I like fight with myself, as we all do when we have a task to do or something to do. We're like, I don't really feel like it. Mm-hmm. Every single time I start singing with somebody on this, I'm like, oh, I love this. It's just, you don't realize how important the human connection and music is. It's
so important. And that's been a hard thing with 2020.
But in a way, I kind of think of it as like a gift that 2020 gave us, is the appreciation of these things that we maybe took for granted before. I know I did.
Absolutely. I recognize how good it is to be home with your people too. Like, I feel like I was kind of a million different directions, and then when you're forced to be here, it's like, oh, this is a really good thing too, but I need to organize my space better, my time, and that's sometimes impossible.
This could be open for discussion from the people watching, because I'm wondering if anyone else is battling with this. So we just really we've battened down the hatches and haven't really left our house in almost a year.
You're incredible.
Save the necessities. And now I'm finding myself equal parts excited, but like not wanting to travel. Like, I've got things coming up in October, and I'm all of a sudden getting like leaving my house travel anxiety that I never had before. Yeah. Or if I did, it just wasn't big enough, and I think we've just been home for so long. I'm just wondering if anybody else is experiencing that. It's interesting.
I just had a thought the other day about how I'm like a songwriter, and so I fly like Southwest or Allegiant or all the really cheap flights. And I was thinking about how I don't miss that. I don't miss like running with my, I don't know,
the anxiety
through the
of
airport. Yes, I don't. And so I never thought that would happen, because I love traveling and I love people and getting to the destination. But then I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of nice to not have to do right now.
And do you, so I only recently, 2019 was the first year I really flew with my guitar. Mm-hmm. And I learned that if you get on first, you can get that guitar on the plane, which is its own anxiety in and of itself, right? Because you don't want to check it.
Nope. Checking it is the worst. And so usually I've had so many great airline experiences that they understand that you don't want to be parted.
Yeah. But it's like to the point where I would almost buy a second seat for my guitar.
That's adorable.
Just to relieve the
See,
stress.
I am too poor.
Me too. Yeah. It's more of an idea.
Yeah, it's a good one. I like it. Okay, I'm gonna think of a new. I have a cuss word song that
Yes.
that I play lately.
A cuss word song.
Yes, it's about trying not to. My goal for 2021 was to not stop saying the F word or choose better words, and so this is a song about that. It's called "Cuss a Little." I have to remember it. Oh shoot! I can't believe now I don't know how to play this. Let this be a warning. This song may be sworn in. I've said some cuss words, some other fuss words. Do you kiss your mama with that mouth? Yes, but my mama loves me anyhow. Fetching, freaking, son of a gun are the words you say if you're a good person. You gotta practice eloquence if you're gonna get anywhere. I was raised to be a missionary, but the devil crept into my vocabulary. My swear jar is filled up with nickels. I love Jesus a lot, but I cuss a little. I hope that you're not offended. That's not what I intended. I try to be good. Say only what I should, 'cause I know the good Lord is always listening. I hope he hears my prayers, but ignores my profanities. Fetching, freaking, son of a gun are the words you say if you're a good person. You gotta practice eloquence if you're gonna get anywhere. I was raised to be a missionary, but the devil crept into my vocabulary. My swear jar is filled up with nickels. I love Jesus a lot, but I cuss a little. There's an angel stenographer writing down every four-letter word, and I'm gonna say, are you sure? That doesn't sound like me. I only say, fetching, freaking, son of a gun are the words you say if you're a good person. You gotta practice eloquence if you're gonna get anywhere. I was raised to be a missionary, but the devil crept into my vocabulary. My swear jar is filled up with nickels. I love Jesus a lot, and I'm gonna buy myself something nice with all those nickels I've got, 'cause I cuss a little.
That's fantabulous. Did you play that at Dripping Springs? I remember that
Probably,
song.
yeah.
And while you were singing that, I was remembering the first time I swore in front of my grown-ups.
What did you say?
And it was my grandmother and my grandfather I loved dearly, but they did not have a loving relationship with each other. They stuck it out. But she always called him the bastard. And I just remember coming home, and my grandma had been saying that all day, and my dad was watching a cowboy movie, and I just remember saying, yeah, get the bastards. And I was like 4, and my parents lost their damn minds.
That's adorable. This is a song. Grace, write this adorable song about the bastard.
The bastards. And what's funny is I'm gathering from that song that you also grew up in a religious household.
Yes, super religious.
And so for me, cursing feels really good now that I can. Like I held it in for so long in my life, and I feel like people are stunned to hear my potty mouth. But I got one.
I know. So before we started the concert, when you showed me the little video of your little boy saying, oh, shoot, like my kid would say, oh, shit. And be like, and my husband, John, he'd be like, your kids hear you. Like, this is obviously you teaching them this, because I have the potty mouth in the family.
It's so funny. I don't swear in front of my son at all.
Good job. I try not to.
The other girls, maybe. They get a dose of my potty
For
mouth.
sure. Oh.
I try not to use it, though, in public places. So
Yeah. Yes.
just let's keep it between us,
You're
everybody who's
proper.
watching.
Eloquent woman.
I'm neither of those things. I'm wearing Crocs right now, and they are purple. So I was thinking about. I always come into these things thinking I want to play different songs than I had done previously, but that got me thinking about this song, which is kind of just about my evolution as a person. And I don't know why every song's British tonight.
Are you watching Bridgerton, by the way?
Yes.
Me too. It's so good.
Just started. Yeah, because I finished The Queen's Gambit.
Also amazing.
And I watched Ratched, and are you familiar with Ratched?
No, what's this?
It's Sarah Paulson, and it's about like Nurse Ratched, like the Cuckoo's Nest.
Okay,
But
yes.
her origin story. The thing that's great about it is the costume and cinematography.
Ooh.
The storyline, but the costume and cinematography was very much like Queen's Gambit.
Oh, cool.
And is also what I'm loving about Bridgerton. Oh, Denise
me
is
too.
watching Bridgerton. And I got the book. So, Denise and Lyndy, if you want to read it when I'm done, we can have a little book club.
I didn't know it was even a book. Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay.
As soon as I'm reading Outlander.
Okay, great.
Have you ever seen the Outlander? You say great.
Yes.
Have you ever seen the books?
I haven't seen the books, but I've
They're
seen the show.
all like this thick.
Oh, shoot.
And like for me, when I start something, I've got to see it through. I thought there were maybe 4 books. There's like 7 of these.
Huge.
Anyway, it's a project. I digress. This song I wrote, as my regular viewers know, in the Sonic parking lot in Texas on the way home from Dripping Springs. Denise is saying they made over 300 costumes for the show. Denise, do you mean Bridgerton? I want to know more about this. Tell us more. Okay, so I try, usually I don't write about me, but this is just a song about me called Daughter. I'm going to turn my guitar volume up. And just throw it out there. I'm almost done recording my new album, but it doesn't have a name. And so maybe tonight I'll play some songs that are options for titles. And you tell me what you think. So this is one I thought Daughter could be a title. Lyndy, thumbs up. Can you hear my guitar okay? Okay. When I was young, I was the good Lord's daughter. Didn't do nothing that would stir the water. My hair in pigtails and my saddle shoes laced. You could read my heart by the smile on my face. Oh, dream long and slow, but it told me nothing about the way things go. But now I'm racing against the clock and wondering when I'll ever fit into those old big pedal steel solo goes. If I was smart, I'd spend my days and nights and mornings deep in the trenches and ignore all of the warnings. I know I'm lucky I got you as a believer. The girl that I am thinks that nobody can see her. Oh, dream long and slow, but it don't mean nothing about the way things go. Now I'm racing against the clock and wondering when I'll ever fit into those old blue jeans. I know my heart and know myself, I love my life, but I don't know what any of it means. And so I spend another day, put another suitcase down, and say, Daddy, you were right. Daddy, you were right again. Oh, when I was young, I was the good Lord's daughter. Thank you.
So good.
It's that song. I'm having a hard time playing it by myself because the recording has so many cool little things going on in it, and I need a looper so that I can do all those things.
Yes. You can do all of them. Your guitar playing's incredible.
Thank you.
So
Thank
good.
you.
So when is this new album coming out?
That's a great question. We're looking at July.
Oh, so exciting.
Ooh, I don't know. There's someone watching on YouTube, and I don't know how to pronounce the name. Vibhav. I don't know how to pronounce your name. But hello, thank you for watching. That's my least favorite thing. I never want to pronounce somebody's name incorrectly, so I get nervous to try. So you just released an album.
Yes. Well,
Tell
last
us
summer,
about Red Dirt Girls.
my sister and I are a duo. So after Dripping Springs,
And she was there, right?
she was there.
Okay.
And she and I had kind of been, well, for our whole lives, as you do with siblings, you sing together, and we had had cover songs and just done little things together. But after Dripping Springs, we were like, we need to take some songwriting seriously together, and we wrote for about 6 months, and then we went to Nashville last February, and right before everything shut down, and recorded an album. And then
With a notable producer? Is that
with Mary Bragg, who is an angel on the earth. And
Can you tell me about Mary Bragg? Because I
do you know her?
ignorant.
Do you know
No,
Mary? Oh my
no.
goodness. You will love Mary. You have to meet her. She is, I first met her at Kerrville. We were New Folkies together a few years ago. And she sang a song called Comet. And her voice just soars. It's just incredible. And so I've been a big Mary Bragg fan for a long time. And she released an album, Violets is Camouflage. And she had been going through divorce, and my sister was going through divorce, and we just felt on this energy, oh, if we ever did a project, it'd be really cool if we could have Mary work on it with us, just because we felt I don't know, somewhat similar in our what was going on in our lives. And so we reached out to her, and she said, oh, she'd love to. She had just done, who was it? Remmer. What's his first name? Why am I blanking his first name? Jackson. She just produced his album, and she's like, yeah, I'm a producer now. I'd love to do yours. And so she helped us get our songs ready, and we made this little big dream come true, and it was really fun and special. And then we hoped to do some touring for it last year, but as you know, things settled down. But it's been really great. You were telling me that you've been so good to stay in and stay safe. But my sister comes over every Monday night for spaghetti.
She's in your bubble.
She's in my bubble, and she's been my saving grace that we can still sing together, and even though we didn't go on tour, we still have these songs, and it's still really a gift. It was a gift.
Do you know what that's making me feel like, Lyndy? You say she comes over on Mondays?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if you went on a virtual world tour with your sister
I know.
on a Monday night, and we just did this again so that people can hear you and your sister?
Grace, I would love that so much.
I just feel like it's written in the stars.
Okay, let's do it. Please.
Let's do it.
Because I've been pulling out my songs that I sing by myself, and it's been hard. Who am I? I'm a Red Dirt girl. I've been only singing these songs for this last year with Lacey, and I thought about playing one of our songs, and I can't. Like, I need her harmonies. I need her with me. So please, that would be so wonderful to get to do
Now
that
the
together.
people are going to want to hear it, so we have to.
And yeah, our songs are a little bit more, I don't know how to describe them. They're more, they're honest in a different way. I feel like I've been songwriting and telling stories of being a mom and being, my style is more folk poppy, but with Lacey and I, it's kind of stripped back. It's telling stories that are sad, some harder things that we've been through. And it's been like such a therapeutic experience too, to be like, let's like your suitcases. Like I feel that daughter song so much. Like, we got to set this down and move on a little. So
I'm so glad that you understood that lyric.
Oh, yes, I love that whole song. I'm so glad you played it again, because I'd seen your show before, and yeah, it's a good song. But now I'm wondering what to play.
Anything you feel in your soul?
I have this song. It's called "In My Skin," and it's about. I'm just gonna sing it. It's about tattoos. You can know where you come from, you can know where you've been, but that doesn't mean that you know where you belong. We all have a story we tell ourselves about ourselves, and mine has illustrations to go along. Pretty pictures I get to keep forever, but I'll never convince my grandma that it's not a sin. I don't belong anywhere, but I belong everywhere. I belong right here in my skin, in my skin. It's an ancient tradition to use the pigment of your imagination to claim your prize or celebrate victory. But don't ask me if I regret it, it's just to cover what you haven't read yet, and I'll decide my respectability. Pretty pictures I get to keep forever, the one I planned out for years, the one I got on a whim. I don't belong anywhere, and I belong everywhere. I belong right here in my skin, in my skin. If you had to stop and guess how many pictures are on this canvas, would it change your willingness to love me? Life is beauty, life is pain. Sometimes a picture helps explain 1,000 words that say I have a place right inside me. Snoopy on my ankle, it's not a label. Favorite quote of Shakespeare slapped on my rear. To tattoo or not to tattoo, that is the question. Sign of the zodiac on the small of my back. Eternal love does exist, it says so on my wrist. Something permanent for what's gone but not forgotten. pictures I get to keep forever, but that first one doesn't look quite like it did back then. I don't belong anywhere, and I belong everywhere. I belong right here in my skin. Sometimes I feel like a walking contradiction, 'cause I don't belong anywhere, and I belong everywhere. I belong right here in my skin. In my skin.
Is that true?
No. I wish I had all of those tattoos.
Do you have any tattoos?
I have a couple.
I have none, but I have a recurring nightmare
Oh no.
about a tattoo. And I may have mentioned this on here before. It's the strangest dream that I in the dream get a tattoo of a hot dog here. And then it's instant regret. And why did I do this?
Yeah.
But it's not because it's a hot dog on my forearm, Lyndy. It's because there's mustard on it. And who in their right mind?
I love your brain. You have an amazing brain. That's a great dream. And
but it's like a really traumatic dream for me because I have got mustard on my arm forever. Lyndy, I hate mustard. It's so polarizing.
oh my goodness. I'm not a huge mustard fan, but I do like them on hot dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you do just mustard or do you do a
No, it
variety?
has to have other things like relish and ketchup for sure.
Yeah, that's how my dad always was.
Yeah.
No,
That is so
just a ketchup
funny.
girl. We
That
should
is
take a
so
poll, like, because I always thought that the outliers were the mustard people, but I'm starting to learn that maybe I'm the outlier with the ketchup.
funny.
And I also cannot do a boiled hot dog; it's got to be grilled.
Oh yeah.
Grilled,
Gross.
or it's not worth the calories.
Yeah.
Does this say mustard
Thank
is
you.
polarizing?
Mustard.
Mustard's polarizing.
My husband just drove.
2020,
Oh.
you just said mustard is polarizing?
Yes, I've decided to take a stand in 2021 and tell you guys that I
time.
think that yellow mustard is gross. There, now you know where I stand.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I can do a honey mustard.
Yeah, yum.
That's very
I like lots of mustard varieties.
I think that it's the yellow of it. Like with the honey mustard, it just looks more natural to me.
Oh.
Do you
You
remember?
got the neon glowing.
It's the neon.
Yeah.
And we don't need to talk about condiments all night because I'm sure. But,
That's
you know,
funny.
I have a strong opinion. But do you remember when Heinz came out with like purple ketchup
Yes.
and green ketchup?
Yeah.
I couldn't
That
eat
was
it.
a weird little experiment.
I know. Could you eat it?
No. My kids were like super into it though. The green, they thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I like the theory of it was interesting. And then my friend tried to give it to me on a hot dog. I was like, I can't eat that.
No.
Anyway.
It's real. Like we need foods to be a certain color. And that tattoo is, how many times have you had this dream?
Many times throughout my life. It started in college.
How funny.
And I think I was just, I was doing more impulsive things, which in the grand scheme of things, like things I consider impulsive are not a big deal. It's like, oh, let me go take this internet class on a whim. Like that's the sort of impulsive things I do.
So out there, you're living on the edge.
But anyway, the dream started when I was doing impulsive things, and I just had this thing in my mind that, like, oh my God, what would I do if I did that?
Impulsive.
Like, what would you do? Anyway.
I think it'd be incredible. I've seen some really cute hot dog tattoos.
Have you?
Yes.
That's a thing?
Oh yeah. Like hot dogs on skateboards, hot dogs under a rainbow.
Really?
Yeah,
You've seen
but
a tattoo of a hot
follow-
dog under a rainbow?
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Fascinating.
there's an artist. There's an artist who draws really cute hot dogs. So
That's really interesting. Maybe-
Dallas Clayton.
Maybe I can find a picture during your next song and I can put it up for people. This is not where I saw this conversation going tonight at all. I've lost track. Is it my turn to
It's
sing
your turn. Yes.
Okay. So, again, I'm still like, I can't decide what to call this new album of mine. Except I think that it's not going to be called this song. The-
I like Daughter. I think Daughter's a solid name.
Yeah, there's another one I'll throw out there later, and we'll see where it stands. But so this song's called Alice, and it's maybe not my husband's favorite song, but I was earlier in the pandemic, specifically on June 24th, was looking through photo albums from high school, and I came across one of me dancing with my high school boyfriend in a red dress, and I knew the song that was Lady in Red that was playing, and it just sent me down this rabbit hole of like, it's interesting how life turns the way that it does, and choices that we make, and so anyway, that was kind of the beginning of the idea of this song, just reflecting upon how we get to where we are. And I'm going to throw this up. And I've got to tell you guys, I'm really excited about the recording of this song. My hair is doing that thing again. I'm excited about the recording of this song because it's really poppy, and it's got a lot of like electronic-y things going on in the background. And my friend Teddy, who is like the most virtuosic singer I know, sings on it. So anyway. I remember how you'd look at me. Across the room I'd hide behind a magazine. I think you told me that we'd always be. Then you showed me how a man could leave. I remember that she gave it all. I remember feeling like I was falling. What did she have that I didn't get? But what you said I'll never forget. I wanna kiss your love, I wanna give it up. Wanna know what it's like to look into your eyes. I wanna give it up, I wanna kiss your love. Come on, let's be a little less civilized. Drove your Jetta to the harbor. It was a little bit harder to draw a line between a friend and me. And I would think God let this be. I wanna kiss your love, I wanna give it up. Wanna know what it's like to look into your eyes. I wanna give it up, I wanna kiss your love. Come on, let's be a little less civilized. A little less civilized. And I'm a little like Alice, following photographs. It's a one-way track. I'm a little like Alice, everything's beautiful, but then I go back. Sometimes I go back. I imagine how it used to be. Lady in red and we were dancing. Back when we could be anything. If we could see us now, would we be laughing? I wanna kiss your love, I wanna give it up. Wanna know what it's like to look into your eyes. I wanna give it up, I wanna kiss your love. Come on, let's be a little less civilized. A little less civilized.
I love it. So good.
Thank you. I am super excited about that song.
So are these all new? Like, how many songs have you written in the last year?
Thanks to Lacey,
I
one
know.
a week.
You're-
1 a week and sometimes more.
You're amazing. That song group is so cool.
It is the coolest. I talk about it on here all of the time.
I know. I'm hoping I can get back in someday. Because I was in it for a while, and then I missed a week, but my life went kind of crazy too. But Lacey's such an incredible songwriter, and
I know. It's inspiring to me, and I think that songwriting group, just for those of you who don't know, I talk about it on here all the time. You know, we get a prompt every week, and you have to write the song, or you get kicked out.
Kicked out like me.
I've never been in a club before. I don't want to get kicked out, so it's really important to me. So having that job to do of writing the song every week it was another of 2020's gifts, because previously, being a songwriter like Lori McKenna, writing songs for people is the dream, right? Mm-hmm. And what she said to me when I got to write with Lori, we talked about, like, do you wait for your creative muse to come, or do you pursue it? And she's like, no, you're a songwriter, you write. Mm-hmm. And so the group with Lacey has given me, made it feel more structured, and given me the push to do it when I otherwise may not have. Yeah. And my dad always used to say to me when he would get frustrated that I wasn't practicing enough, he'd say, singers sing. And if I wanted to call myself a singer, I better go sing.
Cool.
What was I talking about? Oh, I was just talking about Lacey's awesome group. And I hope you get to be in it again, too.
I know. I miss it. I miss being forced to make space for that, because it's important to me. Writer's right. Okay, can I play a weird song that I don't even know what it's about yet? That this is like the first song that I've written this year.
Yes.
It's super weird. I don't know what it's about.
So I was going to reciprocate your question. You did not write a lot in 2020?
I didn't. I wrote a lot in 2019 as we were writing for the Red Dirt Girls Project. And then I wrote one a week for about a month and a half when I was in. So I wrote like 5 or 6 songs last summer when I was in that song group. But then we're in school here. Like we have, we can have masks, we can have face shields. And so I'm teaching part-time music, and yeah, so I've been really busy in that space, and it's been interesting.
I want to talk to you about that a little bit after, but I also want to hear your song. Okay,
so this is going to be weird, but I had a dream that my friend, do you remember Ian Flanagan was on The Voice this past couple of months? I had a dream about him singing a song called Buffalo Down. Super weird to admit. Ian, I had a dream about you. You're singing this song called Buffalo Down. I woke up and there's no such song called Buffalo Down, so I wrote one. I don't remember, really, still working on it, but this is Buffalo Down. He came to the valley a stranger. His eyes, they were dark and gray, but she sparked a fire. He was filled with desire, and he knew she'd be his someday. But you'll never bring that buffalo down. No, you'll never bring that buffalo down. No arrow could deliver. No, there's nothing in your quiver that could bring that buffalo down. Said the hunter to the preacher, bless me with my prey, for never has a creature made me feel this way. No, you'll never bring the buffalo down. No, you'll never bring the buffalo down. No arrow could deliver. No, there's nothing in your quiver that could bring that buffalo down. Said the preacher to the hunter, cast your sins away before this dark obsession leads your soul into possession of the devil on Judgment Day. You will never my buffalo down. No, you'll never bring my buffalo down. No arrow could deliver. No, there's nothing in your quiver that could bring that buffalo down. Said the creature to the hunter, for in a dream she came and said, if your life meant nothing before you went hunting, you will walk the earth in shame. For you will never bring the buffalo down. No, you will never bring the buffalo down. No arrow could deliver. No, there's nothing in your quiver that could bring that buffalo down. Bring that buffalo down. You never bring that buffalo down. No arrow could deliver. No, there's nothing in your quiver that could bring that buffalo down. Super weird, and I don't know what it means, but that's the Buffalo Down song.
I love it, and I think it's really badass.
Thank you.
And like Ian Flanagan should sing that song and make your dream come true.
For sure. Ian, take that on the road.
Let's send him a note.
He's going to play here in Utah and we're going to put together a show.
Yes. Well, you know what's funny is he had said to me after the round that I did with Ian, he said, oh, we should do some shows together. And I kept thinking, oh, I should reach out to Ian and do that. And now I feel like I can't reach out to him. Like, everybody's messaging.
No, you absolutely should. You're friends. You are friends. There's this place in Springdale that I drive past every day that's called the Flanagan Inn. And I think about Ian Flanagan every time I pass it. I'm like, the Flanagan Inn. Ian Flanagan needs to come play at the Flanagan Inn.
Flanagan Inn, yes.
Anyway, you need to come play at the Flanagan Inn. Will you come to Utah when the world opens up again?
So bad. I want to go to Utah and sing with you and Lacey so bad.
You're coming.
That's my dream.
Okay, it's happening.
And I just want to throw it to people watching. Do you know who we're talking about, Ian Flanagan? Because he was at Dripping Springs, and he also came in second on The Voice.
He's awesome.
We know him. We know Ian Flanagan. We sang with him.
He's awesome, dude.
And he's really, really nice.
Cool guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it was, the electricity that the audience gave him when he was performing at Dripping Springs. I don't know how it was on your
for
touch
sure.
with him. It was like, oh, he's got a thing.
Yeah. His voice is
was palpable.
Compelling. Yeah. And
your voice in that song, girl, I heard some real cricothyroid action going on in there.
Thank you. It's solfege. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
I was telling Lyndy that I was in a vocal pedagogy workshop all weekend learning about the voice. And I had to, I love it. I think voice science is really fascinating. But when they started showing video of the innards of the throat, I couldn't watch.
Oh, was it gross?
No, I don't think it's gross to most people. I just can't. I can't do that. Anywho, it's just funny to me, I was in this voice workshop all weekend and I am not in a good vocal place because I've just been listening to other people all weekend. So this song is one I'm debating titling the album with as well.
Cool.
Mostly because I feel like it kind of captures where I am in my life. So, I mentioned earlier that I really have zero to no self-confidence. It's a work in progress, And
It's shocking.
And I think about why that is because I don't logically think that I'm less than, but I remember growing up looking at my grown-ups and I don't think any of them had much self-confidence. And so despite what they would tell me about how talented or nice or kind or whatever it was, what I saw them think about themselves is really the thing that has stuck with me. And that, I don't say that to blame any of them. I just say it because, we need to be kind to ourselves. And I try to remember, too, that lesson so that I give my son an example of being confident in himself. So this is a song just about me working on getting there. And I don't even know what the name of the song is. I think it's called The Edge of I Am or something like that. I'll take suggestions. shuttered doors, wishing that I had a pair of oars. The tide would pull out and carry me, lost in the strength of the sea. I didn't know time would run, but I'm on the edge of I am. I'm on the edge of I can. I'm at the end of my rope, and God, I pray she'll float. My mother walked a crooked mile. One crooked man stole her smile. When I looked up, all I could see, we don't have a right to set ourselves free. She didn't know time would run, but I'm on the edge of I am. I'm on the edge of I can. I'm at the end of my rope, and God, I pray she'll float. My daddy tried to fix her heart, but he didn't have one single part. Standing in silence, it was all he could be. I think he saved his heart for me. He didn't know time would run, but I'm on the edge of I am. I'm on the edge of I can. I'm at the end of my rope, and God, I pray she'll float. Thank you. Ah,
Okay, I want this one to be the title track. It's so good.
thank you.
It's so good.
I just don't know what to even call it. I feel like my producer said the edge of I can, but I've thought about the edge of I am, because to me
Yeah.
that's more what it is. And I think, the song Daughter kind of does the same thing, though. It's just like, here I am.
Yep. Because that is really hard to do, to figure out all those things. Who am I? But I am
don't
here. Who am I? Who are you, album? Yeah,
Thank
good
you,
luck. I'm
Denise.
so excited to hear.
And I gotta say, I wasn't gonna put that song on the album. I had decided at 12 songs, and then I played I forget who was the live stream, maybe Denise remembers. I played that song, and then Denise told me that I had to go add it to the album, so then I did. So that's because of Denise.
So good.
But yeah, have you ever done that? Like I started with my producer. I said, okay, we're going to do like a 5-song EP just to kind of like redefine who I am. It's going to be kind of stripped down like Laura McKenna.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's a 13-song fully produced thing.
Yay!
Like,
That's so exciting.
have you done that?
No, I've always had a goal to do, we're going to make an album, and then these are the 10, and we did the 10. So, like, that is really cool, but let the project come to you. Tell you what it's going to be.
That's kind of what happened. I thought it was like a fault, like I should have been more organized about it. But thanks to Lacey, I just kept writing.
Yeah, so great.
We got to get you back in that group.
I know, I want to. I hope so.
I love your writing so much.
Oh, thanks. That was a really fun group. And I have actually had one bonus song come along that I was like, oh, I have to put this one onto an album before. And that is, yeah, it's neat how that happens.
Isn't it cool?
Uh-huh.
And that's the thing, my relationship with religion and a higher power ebbs and flows.
Uh-huh.
But when I write a song sometimes, or just the way that music and writing works for me, it often feels like a higher power of some sort gives it to me. I don't...
Absolutely.
Some of the songs, and the ones that are my favorite that I've written, I don't really feel like I wrote. Mm-hmm. And those are the times when I think to myself, I maybe shouldn't be such a doubting Thomas. Like, maybe...
Absolutely.
Maybe
I 100% know that inspiration, it comes from somewhere. Like, there's a purpose to some of these songs. And I feel like God is in it. Yeah. The one song that was my extra bonus song is like it got picked up for a commercial, and it's been like the most
You lived
streamed.
the dream?
Yes, it was like a big deal that this little song
Lyndy?
that was meant to be. And I wrote it in half hour, and it was for a person who had passed away. Like, it was I had angels helping me write this song, because I was in the studio for one more day, and it was definitely a higher power.
And what commercial? Would we know the commercial? Would we know the song? I didn't know this fact about you. I'm so excited.
It's like a regional through the West.
That's okay.
If you're on this side of Colorado, the Mississippi, you'll hear it. There's a grocery store called Macy's that are all over Idaho, Utah, Colorado, and Arizona. And yeah, there's a little grocery store.
Can we hear the song?
Sure.
It doesn't have to be your next song. It could be a bonus that you do.
I would love to play it. It's called At the End. And I put it at the end of my album. And so I wrote this. I had she's my good friend now, but I had a stranger reach out to me to say, hey, I just had, my friend passed away. And this man was so special. I knew him because of, he was a triathlete. He would do Ironman competitions. And he was this big guy who was not your typical athlete, just really big. And he ran these races, and he took 9-10 hours to finish these big, hard competitions. But he was friends with everyone in each of his races. And he was a biker and swimmer, and he would just, when people would pass him, he would say, booyah, see you at the end, because he knew that he was going his pace and they were going their pace. And then I saw this photo, this person emailed me and said he was struck by a car training for this race. And he also was a life flight nurse who flew on the helicopters, and his funeral procession was bikers and ambulances and policemen. It was like a big tragedy that Braden passed away. And so I had this friend ask me, can you please try and write a song for him to give to his family? And there was this photo of 100 people at the finish line, and Braden's almost about to cross after he's done an Ironman race. And it's so inspiring, and just I felt honored to try and write a song for them and to try and live more like Braden. So this is called At the End. One foot in front of the other, smiling each step of the way. Gonna take the time to lift up another, 'cause we're all running the same race. No, you don't have to win to be a winner. Just gotta be somebody's friend. It's not about how fast we get there. It's about who's waiting for us at the end. When it feels like I can't go much farther, the road ahead seems too steep to climb, I'll close my eyes and think about you, cheering for me across that finish line. No, you don't have to win to be a winner. Just gotta be somebody's friend. It's not about how fast we get there. It's about who's waiting for us at the end. When the time finally comes and I see that great big smile, and I hear you say, well done, it will be worth every mile. So I'll put one foot in front of the other, and I'll smile each step of the way, and I'll take the time to lift up another, 'cause we're all running the same race. No, you don't have to win to be a winner. Just gotta be somebody's friend. It's not about how fast we get there. It's about who's waiting for us at the end. It's not about how fast we get there. It's about who's waiting for us at the end.
That's so beautiful.
It's cute, huh?
And what a wonderful message, I think. So for me as an artist, I often feel this need to rush. Like, I'm not getting any younger. If I'm going to be successful, I'm going to do it now. And what a great message that, you get there when you get there. And for each of us, that journey is different and beautiful. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
And can I just say that you seem like the coolest mom, and like your children are so lucky to have you at the helm.
Thank you.
You're so cool.
I don't know if they feel that way.
None of us do. None of us appreciate our parents.
Yeah, but I really am enjoying this time together, and they're really. My oldest is 13. He's in 8th grade, and my youngest is 5, and she's in preschool. And I feel like they're all coming into their own, and it's so fun to be like, wow, you're people, and
Yeah.
and I like to be with you. Like, you're funny, and we like to, yeah. We're going to Les Mis this weekend. We have a small little theater, and they're doing it's very social distance. Like, you can sit with your group, and everyone's in masks, and it's like just a high school edition.
Yeah.
And I am so excited to go see this little play with them. And anyway, you wanted to talk about how in Utah we're half open. A lot of school is open, except in northern Utah, schools are shut down still.
Okay.
In southern Utah, the cases aren't as many, and so we have certain guidelines that businesses can follow. And so we feel so lucky that we can do things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird here because things are school is hybrid and things are kind of
I
open,
know.
but not really. And then you're like, is that should we go there? I don't know if we should do that. It's just such a weird. I anxiously await my vaccine.
I know. I got mine this week. Well, round 1.
Yay!
And oh my gosh, it was a tender little
Was it?
moment. It hurt, but I just want it to be a good thing and to be back out there because my little school that I work at, a lot of the kids they need somewhere to be. Like it's so important that they have schools open. So I'm grateful that the staff and administrators have worked it out because it's been a process to get it to be safe.
Yeah, I bet. And your kids are so lucky. You seem like such a fun music teacher.
Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. We learned all about Martin Luther King Jr. this last week. We've been singing a song about who had a dream, Martin Luther King. It's been so fun.
Oh, that's so great.
It's been a blast.
I try to do little things like that with my son. Of course, he's almost 2. He'll be 2 on the 24th, and he's really has little to no interest. I tell him all the time. Most kids would see a guitar and get really excited, and he just says, "No, Mama." He wants to do something else. He's like, that's old hat. I'm so used to guitars.
Yes, I see those all the time, all over the house. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it'll be funny to see what he gravitates to.
You know what he loves to do is acrobatics. I am the least, Lyndy, I broke my ankle walking down one step. I'm the least athletic person in the world. And he's just like, all he wants to do is climb up and over and under. And we got him one of those little slides for Christmas, and he doesn't want to go down it the normal way. He's invented all kinds of other ways to go down, like
he's
the
awesome.
Nunite slide or the Bum Bum slide, or I don't know how that is my child because
it's awesome. It's so exciting. He's gonna teach you so many things.
He totally is. And the first one is that he's gonna do what he wants to do. Mm-hmm. Because my vision of motherhood was, I'm going to read you books every night, and we're going to cuddle, and we're going to play blocks, and we're going to garden together. And none of those things are reality.
I know.
None of them. I had one more question that I wanted to ask you at the beginning. In My Greatest Adventure, there's a lyric that you rhyme with archaeologist. What is the word that comes before archaeologist?
Under the tamarisk. Show me all you found, little archaeologist.
What's
a tamarisk is it's a tree that grows down by the river. So in the Southwest. So the Rio Virgin River is right in our backyard, basically, and
that sounds beautiful.
And I go there like in the summer every day. I have to go play in the river, and so taking my kids to the river has been like and I was a really dorky child. Like in 8th grade, I had 0 friends except the river was my best friend. Like I was so excited to ride my bike to the river. And so I introduced my kids, this is my friend. But so there's a bush, it's called the tamarisk, and it leaves these little flowery twigs in your hair after you've gone and played down in the river, and I love it. It's the tamarisk bush.
That sounds like a photo shoot you need to have.
I do. I will someday.
And when you just said that about not having friends, that reminded me a lot of me.
Did you have a river?
I didn't have a river, but I had a bicycle and a beach.
Oh, that's the same, because I rode my bike to the river and you rode your bike to the beach. Cool.
I did. And I used to have all these, you'd watch, remember the Babysitter's Club movie?
Yes.
I think we're about the same age. And I remember watching that and thinking, oh, if I just go to summer camp, then I'll have friends.
Yeah.
And so then I went to a summer camp, and it, no one even learned my name. It was awful.
So sad.
I never figured out that magic to have to
I moved every 6 months. So I had a new elementary school every grade.
Was it a military family?
No, my dad worked for Walmart, so he was opening stores.
Oh, yeah.
And was all over the place in Utah and Arizona. So I didn't have a lot of friends. And I was always the weirdo that was hey, I'm here and I'm ready to be your friend now.
Yeah.
And no one was up for that.
Yeah. So. I remember, and whenever a new kid would come to school, I'd get so excited, maybe they would be the one.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I say this, and it probably sounds really sad to other people, but I think that's what brought me to this, because I knew that this was my connector to people.
Absolutely.
And it taught me to appreciate the quiet time in my mind more,
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's really interesting.
Were you a writer, like did you keep journals?
Oh, yeah.
So
I
all
did.
kinds of writing.
I did. One of these nights, I have a notebook where I wrote my first novel.
Oh my goodness. Will you read it
dark.
to us? You gotta read it to us.
I'll after this song, I'll go get it. I'll read you the first chunk
Okay.
of it.
Okay, I can't wait.
It was a historical fiction
My favorite genre.
about World War II.
Oh my gosh, Grace, I can't wait.
No, it's just so dark. I want to read you the beginning, and then I want to read you the end.
Okay,
That's what
okay.
I want to do. Well, I guess to tie into that, I wanted to do a song that I haven't done in a while. I'm not going to do the World War II one. I'm going to do this one that I was thinking about. Because I was thinking, we were talking about the example we want to set for our children. And before I knew whether I would have a boy or a girl, I was recording my last album. And this is a song that I wrote kind of about the tiny, minute ways in which being demeaned can occur for women. I suppose it could be for anybody, but throughout my life there have been all these little things that would happen, like when my dad was really sick, the doctor wouldn't talk to me, even though I was his proxy. He would only talk to my husband. And little things like that you don't realize at the time are, what's the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean.
Misogynist?
Yes, yeah, misogyny, that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I just kind of went with it because I'm just conditioned that happens sometimes. And so that was kind of the idea of this song. And so when I was recording it and I was pregnant and I thought maybe it was a girl, and I was trying to send her power. I haven't sung this song in almost a year, guys. I am beauty, I am fear. Take your breath and leave a tear. I am fighting with my sin, leaves its mark from within. Other versions of our fathers, eliminate your fear, my daughter. The nights are long, you're not alone. Strength of gods you look upon, get their light each day at dawn. Statuesque, so we beat it down, cannot glory where it's crowned. Other versions of our fathers, eliminate your fear, my daughter. The nights are long, you're not alone. I am meek. Come in close and kiss my cheek. Pat my head, I know my place. Lick your fingers and trace other versions of our fathers. Eliminate your fear, my daughter. The nights are long. You're not alone. I'm so sorry that I didn't take you off the screen so you could get a break. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I was so into that song, man.
Thank you.
Oh, it's so beautiful. And your voice, Grace, is incredible. It swells. It's just your ligament. It's just powerful. She was explaining to me what a vocal cord actually is. I didn't know if it was a muscle or an organ, but it's a ligament. And hers is so good.
Well, I really appreciate you saying that, because this conference is people like at the forefront of voice science and training, and these amazing vocalists, and I'm sitting there the whole time thinking like, do I sing? I don't know if I sing, because these people are so amazing, you know.
You are amazing. Wow, it's so cool. I want to be able to do those things.
You do those things. You are so wonderful and cool.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna try to let notes just be notes for longer. I feel like I'm more like lyrical, like my words. I really want to just have funny words, but I want to be more like brave in let the melody carry you. You know, like you really let it's awesome.
Thank you. But it's funny because I don't, when I hear your music, your voice is just so beautiful and perfect, and
you.
it just, yeah. I think.
Isn't it funny how we're all like we feel like we're imposters? Because
yes, we all do. And the more I've been doing this since September 14th, and I would say that 99% of the other songwriters that have been on here, we all feel that way, and that's been kind of a nice camaraderie, to realize that we all. And I'm sure that translates to other professions in the world, but
for sure.
Do they call it imposter syndrome?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a thing? But yes, I feel that way all the time.
Yeah, you're doing great. So, is your conference over, or are you still going?
No, that was it. That was the level 1, and then I'm going to go do it again in July.
How neat!
I want to learn more. The voice is really fascinating, guys. Did you know?
Yeah, teach me.
Did you know that the amount of your vocal folds that can regenerate is only like 3 cell layers thick? 3 cells. And like Julie Andrews had vocal surgery, and they went a little too far beyond that 3 cells, and that's why she has vocal issues now. It's just such a delicate little thing that we must take care of.
Yeah, wow.
But it can make such ballsy sound, it's amazing to me that such tiny little things can create such big sound.
It's a miracle.
It is.
Back to your novel.
Okay, well, it's gonna take me. I gotta go get the notebook. I can see it, but it's across the room.
Okay, go grab it.
Okay.
I love that. I love it. She has it. So when did you write this?
So just throwing this out there, we got time for one more song, which is going to be your song.
Okay.
So I'll share this a little bit, and then I want to hear your song. So what this says to me, this is how big it is. It's an Elisa Frank notebook.
Oh my gosh.
And what this says to me is that I was not made to be a novelist. But what I remember liking about doing this was the blank paper.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel that way about songwriting. I like a blank piece of paper that I can make be whatever I want. It's just kind of an interesting thing. Okay. It had been I was 10. It had been a long, misty day. The clouds were so flat that they looked like pancakes. The wind rustled through the trees like howling coyotes, spelled Kiodies, and then crossed out with Cyodies. It was now 6. Jane gave a quick glance at the clock. And what ensues is that she's in Germany in World War II, and she's got to run away and hide in the woods. And it's a lot about how she's going to survive in the woods.
Wow.
Yep. It's all about her, and then there's an epilogue. When the war was over, her father began a search for Jane, but in the end, he never found her.
Oh no, Jane!
This is very macabre. Little brains, man, little brains.
I know, that's beautiful.
My favorite part is the coyotes thing, because
You edited it, you knew it was wrong, and then you're like, cute.
I didn't make it more right, that's for sure.
Close.
So listen, before this last song, thank you. I'm so glad that I got to get to know you more. I like you even more now than I did before, which I didn't know was doable. And thank you, Denise. Maybe I could print copies of that as a fundraiser for my new album. But there is a Spotify playlist that I do every Tuesday after this show. I add in songs from the artist, and I just, would love for you all to follow that playlist. If you just go to my Spotify, you'll see it. It's called Virtual World Tour. And Lyndy, please tell me that you have songs on Spotify I can add.
I do.
I've had one artist who didn't, I gave a big spiel about it, and then she was like, I don't have songs on there.
Oh, shoot.
But it seems like not a big deal for people to follow us on there, but it makes a huge difference to us because it helps us get traction and get onto bigger playlists. So please follow it, and you might find your favorite songwriter in the whole wide world on there. You never know.
It's true. There's so much music.
I've liked every single person I've had on here, and they've all been completely different. Is your grocery store song on Spotify?
It is. It's At the End. That's what
Okay,
it's called.
We're putting it on the list.
Thank you.
What's your last song tonight?
I'm going to play one of the first songs I ever wrote.
Okay.
Inspired by your Lisa Frank novel. This is called Codebreaker. When I was a little girl, my mom would take me to visit her grandmother, so my great-grandma, and she would sing this song called The Quarrel, and it was about two little girls who got in a fight, and the song was, I don't want to play in your yard, I don't like you anymore. It's a cute old folk song. But I went home and remembered that my best friend was a little boy, and we had gotten in a fight as well. And so this is a song about that. I have to remember it. The grass was green, the sun was high. Can't think of nothing better if I had to try. You were my best friend, I was right in the world. Climbing trees, rolling down the hill, we were like the original Jack and Jill. Then you had to blow it and invite that stupid girl. Don't call me on your walkie-talkie, I don't want to play no more. Those weren't tears, I had dirt in my eyes. It's just weird 'cause I've never felt this way before. We had a deal, we had a pact, and now I feel a stab in my back. How could you take her to our hiding place? I'm feeling weird, I'm feeling strange. Don't want you to go, don't want things to change. Kinda wanna kiss you, kinda wanna punch you in the face. Don't call me on your walkie-talkie, I don't wanna play no more. Those weren't tears, I had dirt in my eyes. It's just weird 'cause I've never felt this way before. Have you ever thought of me more than just a hand. 'Cause I never thought of you. You're the only one I see when we pretend. I don't wanna play in your yard. I don't like you anymore. You'll be sorry when you see me. It's just weeks, I've never felt this way before. Don't wanna play in your yard or climb your apple tree. I just wanna go back to when it was just you and me. Talking code on a walkie-talkie. Where are you? Alpha Tango Charlie. Send me a code on your walkie-talkie.
That just made me endlessly happy.
Thanks.
What was the line when you were mad? I laughed out loud.
The punching you in the face?
Yes, yes.
Kind of want to kiss you, kind of want to punch you.
So good. So good. I remember my brother was a super techie guy. He always, and he's 23 years older than me, so he was like a second dad, and he loved Radio Shack. And so every time he'd come to visit me, he'd always bring me new stuff from Radio Shack, and he bought me walkie-talkies in like
cute.
1992, and I still have them, and they still work. And so my son and I play with our walkie-talkies.
I love it.
They even have Morse code button on them.
Oh, I love that even more. I had when I released my first album, and my T-shirt and merch was Lyndy Butler, and then it was Morse code Lyndy Butler.
Yes.
But yeah, that's old.
So you don't have any more of those shirts?
Nope, those are all sold out.
That's too bad, because I like that. And we were last week talking about how I'd read an article that said how to make your singer-songwriter show not boring. Mm-hmm. And one of the ways was to have lines in your songs that are tattoo lines.
Oh, yeah.
That could be on a shirt.
For sure.
And you're full of them. You've got all the tattoo lines.
I love merch. Like I have all of these ideas. Like, oh, I can have a shirt for this, a shirt for that. Like the cussing. I want a cuss word shirt, but
yes,
it's just it's hard to decide which one.
I know.
So I know.
Well, what we landed on last week is a mug. Everybody drinks from a mug.
I love that.
It's the gift you give someone when you don't know what else to give them.
Are you gonna what are you gonna make? Are you gonna make a mug for your new?
I don't know.
For your.
I've never really made merch. I've made CDs and download stickers and pens.
And now you're gonna reprint your Lisa Frank journal for all of us.
Yes, that'll be a Kickstarter perk.
Yes, it's real. Like I would love that.
Maybe
even if it was like if it was just like a copy, like of the first page, or no, the end. The end is the.
They never found her. The end.
It's so cute. But then blank pages for us to like, it could be a prompt to like what happened to her.
Oh my gosh, Lyndy!
I know, that'd be fun.
Yes. Can we have a consultation regarding merch?
Yeah.
That could be like a third career for you, is merch consultation, because I just don't even know. Dave Eschbach, thank you. Dave Eschbach is somebody he's from New Jersey, correct me if I'm wrong, New Jersey, Pennsylvania area, but he just loves singer-songwriters, and so I'm so glad that he got to hear you.
Oh, thank you.
He's a huge, big supporter of independent music.
Oh, how great.
And Denise, thank you, and Ruth was here tonight, and I don't want to miss anybody. There's a name I couldn't pronounce, but I really appreciated you. And Lacey.
Oh,
so
yay, Lacey.
All this to end with, thank you, Lyndy Butler. Go check out her Facebook page, which is here, or go to her website, which is here, and then check out the Spotify playlist tomorrow, because it's going to have her stuff on it. And I will see you all next week.
Thank you, Grace.
With
Love
Jessie
you.
Terry. Bye.
Bye.